All right, we are live, and today is the first live video of a series of live videos that I'm going to be doing about every day. Try to come up with different topics every day just to hopefully get everyone's mind off of what's happening around the world and bring a little more car talk to us car enthusiasts. And today's video is one that I've been wanting to make actually for a while, and talking about street racing and just some of the unspoken rules. I'm going to wait for a few people to join in, and then we'll get to it. So I'll give about 2 minutes. So you might want to jump ahead to about 2 minutes if you're watching this afterwards, already recorded. But as you guys are joining in, make sure to say hi, and hopefully everyone's doing well and taking their safe precautions and just trying to do what they can to stay safe out there. Okay, we got a couple people here joining. Make sure you guys say what's up in the chat. And again, today we're going to cover some of street racing in general, and where some of the unspoken rules, obviously you should or shouldn't do it. That's all going to be up to debate, and we're not going to discuss whether you should or shouldn't. How's it going, Matt? How are you doing? Hope everything's going well for you. So we're not going to talk about whether you should or shouldn't, but kind of talk about some of the unspoken rules and some of the things that if you are going to do this, you should be really considering and taking into account. Unfortunately, we had a street racing accident happen yesterday here in Houston, where a guy in a CTSV was racing a Corvette. It appears that they knew each other, but the guy in the CTSV had a child in the car, a 9-year-old child in the car, and lost control, had a pretty bad crash, and luckily, fortunately, the child seems like he was safe. And we'll talk a little bit more as we get more people in here about exactly kind of the details of what seems to have happened and what the condition of these people are. It seems like the driver's in critical condition. The child is okay, but thankfully. But of course, that's one of those things. I believe that should be pretty much, I guess, rule number one. If you are going to street race, do not have your child with you. Please do not have your child with you. If you're going to do something basically that is risking your life, do not risk your child as well. So that is rule number one. Now, let's get back to that accident, guys. So it happened yesterday, Monday night here in Houston. And again, it was a Corvette. Yes, sir. That's what you have to do. It was a Corvette and a CTSV, and I believe they both knew each other, and they were driving down a feeder road, racing, and the CTSV lost control, flipped over, and ended up hitting a transmission tower. You guys can look it up and see pictures of it, but it was a pretty bad accident. And according to what the reports say, the Corvette driver stopped, was able to take the kid out of the car and take him home. Took the child home, the 9-year-old child home, and then I'm assuming called 911. 911 had to get there and basically take the driver. Not sure if it was the father or I'm assuming the father, to the hospital in critical condition. Later on, the child was taken to the hospital in with minor injuries. So that really kind of opened our eyes. Exactly. Yep. That really is something that people, just like with this situation we're in right now and the quarantining and what, everyone tells us we need to be doing. And a lot of people, especially like, I guess in my generation, my age, in their 20s, they're not really paying attention or listening to the guidelines and to, the officials telling you how serious the condition the world is in right now. The same thing is happening with the same thing happens here in street racing, unfortunately. Some people don't think about kind of what their actions are, and there's going to be people that street race, and again, I'm not going to say you should or shouldn't street race. I've done it a couple times, but if you are going to do it, you should at least follow some kind of rules and principles and minimize the danger to not only yourself but to everyone else. So rule number one, guys, do not race when you have your child or an underage kid in your car. If you're going to race and you're going to do that, do it on your own and risk your own life. So very unfortunate. Luckily, like I said, the kid had minor injuries, but the father or the driver is in critical condition. So hopefully he makes it out. It looks like they are going to be pressing charges, so it's not something that, if nothing happens, you make it out alive, like there's still consequences for all that. So don't race with small. And these are all kind of unspoken personal rules. I should have put personal opinions on this, but if you are going to go out and street race, we've got this amazing thing called social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that. If you want to race somebody, get in contact with them, send them a message, keep the group small, and that will minimize a lot of the risk. So definitely, JT. So keep your group small. Nowadays, you have, unfortunately, because of social media, again, you have people setting up meets, and it's supposed to be for, let's say, 10, 15 cars, and next thing you know, everyone knows about it, and you have 40 cars showing up to this meet, and that's where the more people are there, the more people start edging people on, and you get everyone want to say do a burnout or do this or do that, and people give in to the temptation and give in to they're, in my mind, weak-minded, and give in and end up doing burnouts, causing a big scene, drawing a lot of attention. So, and then whenever you do decide to roll out and do your runs with your small group of people, they all follow you, they all start trying to race you, and now what could have been just a group of 4 or 5 cars turn into 10, 15 cars all around you, and it just brings a whole another mess and a lot more danger to the people that are out there doing these street races. So that is rule number 2, is keep your groups and your meets small. Like if you're going to want to race somebody, talk to them, try to set up a time, do it just you and them. Exactly, Panda. I mean, I'm not saying I enjoy racing as well, and I'll race every now and then, but there's some things, the way that it's gotten now, it's hard to really do it safely because of how many people start getting involved. I mean, it gets to the point where there's so many people, and any one person can have, you can have young kids now that are driving 500, 600, 7 horsepower cars, driving Hellcats, that don't know how to drive those cars. They don't know what to do when their car starts to lose control or start spinning, doing a, hey, what's going on, Jack? How's it doing? So these people don't have the experience to drive their car properly. Just like what happens a lot when it rains. What happens when it rains? People don't understand what they're supposed to do when they start hydroplaning. Similar thing here. People start spinning, and when they hit the floor and then floor it, and the car starts kind of losing control. Some people know how to get out of it, and some people don't. Hope everything's well, and hope your family's safe, man. Hope everybody's family is. So I think that has also kind of led to a lot of these major issues, and people not knowing how to control their cars, large crowds, and LT1 Hector, Prey Performance or GPI for an NA setup from rolls. Personally, I don't have experience. I've actually got parts from both of them. I've got pre-ported MSD manifold, but the GPI ported heads. So honestly, I think you can do well with either one. I hear they're both pretty good, but I haven't gotten to, I'm not tuned by them or anything like that. So I would think that's how it would go. Let's see, racing scene in Houston. Yes, JT. So I mean, Houston's got a lot of big. It's a lot of people. You know, it's a big city. And Matt, yeah. See, and the thing with Street Outlaws is they're basically doing kind of the things that I'm talking about, right? They're keeping their things small. They keep their stuff private, and you know, they are able to kind of control the situation a lot more than when you have 40 people. So that is some things. Let's go back over the rules again. You got keep your group small, your rollout group small. Don't race with a child. That's for sure. Jack, if you don't, you got here a little late, but I was talking about yesterday here in Houston, Cadillac CTSV and a Corvette actually raced down a feeder road, and the Cadillac CTSV crashed and had a 9-year-old kid in the back. So luckily the kid, minor injuries, and the driver is in serious condition. So hopefully makes it out. But you want to keep things private, keep small. You need to learn how to drive your car before you try to go out and race other people. You know, either go to the track, find a small little empty road where you can practice your car. There's nobody's going to be around you. You don't have somebody else, another racer next to you. Practice and figure your car out. A lot of these guys will go to the shop, go get, you know, cam heads and build their car up from bone stock. And when they get it back, they literally go straight to trying to go to a meet and racing. And it's like, dude, you don't even know how the car acts completely different at different power levels. So you need to like understand your car and figure out what the car is doing, because if not, you can cause a lot of damage. You can put people in danger. So you're damn right on that one. You definitely need some seat time. Exactly. So anyways, guys, those are some of the bigger rules. And obviously some of the smaller rules, of course, are, you know, you're going to either honk it off, or you're going to, you know, count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, exactly, Jack. And 800 horsepower nowadays is so easy to get with all these different cars. So like I was mentioning, you have kids with, you know, 19, 20-year-olds with a turbo kit or supercharger on their cars and making 600, 700 horsepower. Those kids don't know what they're doing. They don't understand how to drive the car. I mean, I'm sure there are some that do, but a good majority don't, which is unfortunate. So anyways, those are kind of my 3 unspoken, I guess, rules of street racing if you are going to do it. And, you know, other than that, you know, you always got to make sure that everyone is understanding of where you're going, what's your surroundings. If you don't know the area, then you probably don't want to be going out there in street racing, because you don't know where the bumps are. You don't know where, you know, there might be a turn or a curve. All that stuff is things that you want to make sure that you get a good idea for before you try to like go out and street race. But anyways, guys, enough about that. Talking about street race, I do it, like I said, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but I do have a couple runs planned, and I hopefully will bring those to you guys. But again, I plan on keeping this very private, just a couple people, and, you know, hopefully show you guys kind of what the Camaro can do now that the track is closed, unfortunately. Hopefully this quarantine, I believe Houston still isn't on a lockdown or whatnot, but it probably will be. So some of these videos might take a while. I did get the anvil spoiler wing back from the paint, and it looks awesome. What's going on, Russ? Yep, yes, sir. And so I got the anvil spoiler. It's already painted. I wanted to do the video or record it and do that today, but unfortunately, I ended up having to wash cars and do all that, so didn't get a chance to do that. On a 5P, what's a 5P? Panda, what's a 5P? Jack, I got to get that nitrous kit on, man. Without that nitrous kit, I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against your ZL1. Oh, okay, yeah, 50. Panda, you know what? Find me on Instagram, and I believe it's in the description. Send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know, and like I said, we can set something up. I do need to get new tires, drag tires, because mine are completely worn, and because I know my car, the street tires that I have on it, the Goodyears, are basically not gonna. I'm just gonna spin from a 50. So I'll have to get my tires first, but let me know, and we can set it up. Yep. Yes, sir, Jack. We're gonna get that done. I hopefully I work for the light company, so I have to still be working even from home. So I can't, even though I'm under quarantine, I still got to be working during the day. But being at home cuts a lot of traffic time, transit time. So it'll give me some time to kind of get some work done on the car. Like I said, I've got the wing with that's already painted, or not the wing, the spoiler. The anvil spoiler is already painted, and I want to make the video for you guys on the spoiler, but I'm going to do the spoiler or wrap the chrome and the tips. I'll do it all in one. There's already a video I've made on how to remove the spoiler, so I'm not going to take up too much time doing that stuff. But that video should hopefully be coming out here in the next day or two, probably by Wednesday. So hopefully you guys like the way it looks, and it should look really, really a much different look to it. I'm excited for how that's going to work. And then obviously I have the nitrous kit, which maybe I'll try to work on this weekend. If the weather's nice, I'll start doing the whole nitrous kit install this weekend. Jack, no problem, man. Have a good one. Stay safe. And so there's a lot of stuff to do, but you know, everyone's at home, and I figured doing this live video at least once every day should be nice. To Jonathan, 19 SSR, planning on taking the 19 SS to Pat G for a tune, but not sure where to go here in Houston. Do you mean like you're trying to get it to like a shop to do some work, Jonathan? Or you're asking for like a, because there's a couple of shops I would recommend, depending on what side of town you live in. If you're in like the Sugarland, Rosenberg area, the southwest side, definitely hit up J-Rod Speed Shop. By far one of the top-notch shops here in Houston. They're, you know, all their work is very meticulous. They do a really good job, and they're a little bit, I would say, I guess, pricier than some other shops. But when it comes to shops, I've learned the hard way that you get what you pay for. So you definitely, you know, even though it might seem like it's a little bit more steep, I would definitely go to them, because your car is going to be 100%. If you're on the southeast side, kind of, I guess, in the Pearland, Friendswood, Clear Lake area, Pasadena, I recommend Excessive Racing Engines, where I took my car. They have done a really good job with my car. So the car is doing great right now. They did the cam heads install and all that. And I mean, when I say everything, the car didn't look like it hadn't even been touched after they finished with it. I mean, I'm talking about down to like every bolt, everything, plastic trims, everything was back where it's supposed to be. Fred, how's it going, man? Likewise. What's going on, Flame? How you guys doing? Okay, you're on the north side. Unfortunately, I don't know too many shops up in the north side. I believe there's, and I don't have too much experience with them, but I know one of their workers pretty well. I used to know him back from the G8 days, but is it Horsepower Connection? horsepower connection, HPC, I believe it's called. They do sound like they do some pretty good job, and they also have a 2020 high ram Camaro that they've been working on, so they know these Camaros pretty well. They've got a bunch of the new 6th gen Camaros that high performance connection, I believe it's called. Panda, so I haven't heard amazing things from HHP. I know a buddy of mine that had his car at HHP, and it wasn't the best experience for him there. But I don't have any personal experience with him, so who knows? Russ, what do you think of Pro Charger for the Mustang, dude? I've had a Pro Charger before. I had it on the G8, and a Pro Charger would be really nice. But I think those Mustangs are a lot better suited with some turbos. I believe at the end of the day, you're probably going to be looking about similar price Pro Charger versus turbos, unless you can find like a used kit. But Pro Chargers have that amazing blow-off valve, and it's a bolt-on kit, so you can remove it when you can. That's the benefit of the Pro Charger versus turbo. Sometimes you got to do some cutting and fabricating, although they have a lot of bolt-on stuff now. So Pro Charger is nice. Pro Chargers are really nice. It's going to be it won't be as shock. It's almost like basically a turbo, but it's belt driven. So I like it. I'm a big fan of Pro Charger. By the way, how's everything out there in California, Russ? I mean, I hear you guys are complete lockdown. And how's everyone else doing? Where are you guys from, and kind of what are some of the things happening around your city during this time? Yeah, that's what I've been seeing, man. That's what I've been seeing. Man, this thing is crazy. But my sister's a nurse, and she works up in Dallas, and yeah, man, that's it. My sister's up in Dallas, and they've already locked down Dallas. Houston's taking a little longer to kind of act, I guess, but I think it's coming. We're going to be shut down here in the next day or two as well. It's just a matter of time. This isn't going away anytime soon, and unfortunately, I guess, a lot of like my age group, 20, 30, early 40s and younger, I mean, we're not taking it, I guess, as serious as we should be. And unfortunately, it's not that we can get sick, but it's really what they're doing with this lockdown, guys, is they're trying to just prevent us from getting older people sick. So, if anything, we just got to try to do our best, and hopefully it doesn't affect us as much. Yep. Yes, sir. We just got to do our best and kind of move on and do what we can in this time, and hopefully it'll work out. Panda, yeah, man, we're pretty good here at the house. We've got a bunch of food, water, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people get when they hear lockdown, some people kind of overestimate or overthink about it, because a lockdown doesn't necessarily mean like you cannot leave your house. A lockdown is basically saying that you cannot leave your house for unnecessary reasons. So let's say 3 days down the road you ran out of some food. You need to go buy eggs, or you need water, or you need milk, or whatever you might need. You can still go out. You're still allowed to drive to the grocery stores. The grocery store is going to stay open. Even things that you wouldn't think of, like pest control, the people that work in pest control, they're going to still be open. There's going to be a lot of people that are still open and still what they call doing the essentials to keep this community going. So, I mean, Yeah, and Flame, like if people don't, listen to it and try to like actively work it and actively try to stay home and not just drive around up and down for no reason, then yeah, people can start getting stricter. I know some places that I believe are saying they can charge you up to $1,000, but if they pull you over and they ask you where you're going and you tell them you're going to the grocery store to get some groceries because you don't have any more food at home, they're not going to do anything. Like, they're going to let you go. So I think that's one thing. When people hear the lockdown, they're freaking out and saying, "Oh no, we're gonna have to stay home and not be able to leave our house at all for no reason." What happens if we run out of water? Or what happens if we run out of the toilet paper? People are like freaking out with this toilet paper thing. They're still gonna let you go to the grocery store and buy your toilet paper, buy your food, buy your water. Now, obviously, you want to prevent just going out every day to go buy you're not going to go into Walmart every day to buy your food just for the day. You're going to try to do your part and stay home as much as you can. But if you've got to leave, they're going to let you leave. So I think that's something that people are kind of have a misconception on when it comes to this lockdown thing. But hopefully, if everyone does their part, this will be over in a couple weeks or in a week or so. But anyways, guys, so it looks like I'll be setting up a run here with the Panda in his truck with an LT1. So that's going to be interesting. And like I said, I've got a couple other fun runs that I've got planned with a couple other people. So hopefully I can get you guys some exciting content, some good videos here. I've got the Nitrous video, I've got the spoiler video, and there's going to be more things coming, hopefully. And I figured this daily live video to kind of just talk about different topics. Today's topic being street racing, will kind of help people get off, the whole situation we're at now, and talk about something that's more interesting for us and that we can be fun about. Yes, sir. So tomorrow's I'm going to set up another live for tomorrow, and tomorrow we're actually going to be talking about the C8. So tomorrow's topic will be the C8, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about on that one. So I'm excited to talk about that one a little bit more, because, man, those cars are really nice and looking really good, really fast, and there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff with them really quick. It's kind of like the Super Wave from last year. They just barely got it, and they're already going through and doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited to kind of get that topic going tomorrow. But anyways, guys, I think I'm just going to cut this one here at 30 minutes, unless anybody's got any questions. I've got about 11 people on here. If anybody has any questions, anything regarding cars or, anything else, I'll wait a couple more minutes till 2-3 minutes for someone to post their questions up, and we can keep it going. If not, I'll cut it out here in the next 2-3 minutes. And LV, bro, you're right. I mean, like I said, it's when they say lockdown, it's not like. And definitely, guys, all of you guys, stay safe, be healthy. Try, if you can avoid going out, try to minimize the contact with everyone, and always wash your hands. One thing this thing has helped me realize is, how much I touch my face. Likewise, Russ, you guys, you take it easy. You guys be safe. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock. We'll be doing another one, and we'll talk about C8s. All right, so looks like we don't have any more questions, and you guys have a good one. I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.